That Cardinals guy is always so funny. Well, finally time for the seasonal Boss Merrill press conference. With his deep playoff run from the 8th seed to grand finals, fans have been swelling with excitement to see if the CEO has gotten himself into more romantic Pokemon trouble and to hear what he has to say about his season. Here we go.
Yes, hello everyone. Hello. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, thank you. All right. That's enough. That's enough. Right down now. All right. First things first. I just want to note that I am very proud of how the team performed. I'm very proud of the result that we achieved over here at Boss Merrill. Want to say, thank you to the lads. We'll go more in depth on each player later. But for now, thank you. I'm very proud of the team. First question, you. Yes, of course. Well, Mr. Merrill, of course we have to ask you. Honestly, you mentioned the players of the team. Can we get each of your thoughts on each of them, and who surprised you the most and disappointed you the most? Yeah, of course. Well, let's go from least to best or worst to best, however you want to put it. Well, first up, Goodbye. Uh, I mean, he was just there, really. I mean, bench former, am I right? Now, Goodbye almost came actually in the final game, but we decided against it versus Josh. Obviously, we'll talk about that matchup later. But yeah, Goodbye was mainly there. I needed a one pointer to ride the bench, and he looked like the most valuable one. Someone I might possibly bring in a match should his skills meet the criteria for the match or whatever. You get what I'm trying to say. Next up here, we have Garganackle. Yes, indeed. Garganackle came through, kind of took some pressure off one of the starters on the lineup in Iron Treads. Warned him in a little bit. And Garganackle, forced my opponents to bring cover cloak items on most of these games, and looked scary, but really, truly not that impressive of a threat. It happens. Next up on the docket, we actually have Klefki. Some of you might be surprised to say, wow, Klefki this low? Yes. Yes, indeed, Klefki this low. Mainly because Klefki, although very valuable, came through kind of late in the season. Had Klefki had been here earlier, hey, I'm sure Klefki would be higher, but because Klefki came so late in the season, I gotta put Klefki down here. But shout out Klefki, came through and really helped us out on that one during some important pivotal matches. Couldn't get it done in the end though. But hey, also on the coach, not just the player. You feel me? Next up, we actually have Zarude. I know. I almost said it, but I didn't. We have Zarude coming up. Zarude, amazing player, but just sometimes he just lacks the coverage that I need. And because in our format, it's mid-tier Terra, not high-tier Terra, whereas Zarude would be, free balling up there with the rest of them, the likes of Dragapult, Iron Val, and such. Its powers diminished a lot as a player, as a mon. So Zarude, good when it looked good, but really bad and not very maneuverable when it looked bad. It just lacked some coverage. Lacked, flexibility without the Terra type and all that. Next up on the list, you all were expecting this. Iron Treads. Yes, I know. I've been very vocal about my dislike for Iron Treads throughout the season, but it's undeniable. I will say the player is good. The mon is good, but it's the coach that failed him. That's right. I failed Iron Treads. I feel as though Iron Treads deserved someone who drafted around it maybe a bit better, giving it some more supporting staff, and also you just got to use the thing aggressively, man. You can't really just use it so passively. It's just not going to work out. And that's the big thing that I learned from picking up Iron Treads. So, if there is a future with Iron Treads, hey, I know better now, and I will certainly be looking to draft it / use it on a more aggressive team. But it came through, flinched when it mattered. It's just actually a week one shadow cards, and and it's spun away the hazards what I needed it to, except for the final game. But otherwise, it's all right. It's all right. It's an alright one. Next up on the list, I'm gonna say Slow King. Slowking was a super important part of the team. Everyone from here on out, by the way, is obviously really important to the team. Almost brought Slowking every game. I didn't bring it versus, I think it was David or Fear, or maybe even both. I can't remember. But Slowking, very, very, very important mon on this team. The slow pivot to bring in Kyurem was necessary. The double regenerator core with Tornadus, very good mon. Obviously lacks a bit of, maneuverability compared to its better counterpart in Cloaking. But hey, for the points, I really like the mon. Defensive or especially defensive, it can take a hit and it can pivot out. It even dishes out damage mad hard. Oh, David, I definitely brought it versus David because this thing just nuked his lineup whenever it was on the field, with a bunch of special attack EVs and all that. But regardless, the mon is really good. Not drafted super often in our league, if I recall correctly. Maybe only like 2 or 3 times before in the 6 seasons, but very good mon. I would definitely pick it up again. Next up on the list, we're going to go with Kyurem. Yes, I know, the Monarch, not even top 2. Crazy. But Kyurem, regardless, was a fantastic special breaker. That was his main role on this team. Needed it for that because if I didn't have it for that, Lord knows I would have so much trouble breaking specially. But the part did kind of suck, as most times it was, kind of reduced to that role on the roster, and it really couldn't do anything else. Most times, at least. Most of the times I could use it as like a mixed or physical sweeper or breaker. I would never use it as a physical breaker. I use it as like a sweeper or a mixed attacker. Was when I had to throw some special EVs on like Torn or Slowking, and they had to carry that end of the job. But it's not, most of the time, it's not really what you want to do with them. Obviously, it depends on matchup, but yeah. Kyurem, I mean, just solid overall. Just press Freeze Dry, press Draco, press Earth Power, throw an expert ball on that bitch. Throw specs, man. Never melt ice. You're gonna have a great time. My only regret with Kyurem is that I never got to press Choice Specs Blizzard in the Chilly Reception Snow with 100% accuracy. I brought it a couple times during the season, but for whatever reason, I could just never pull it off and press it, like, work up the gusto to press the button. But yeah, Kyurem solid. A very overlooked mon in our format, but now, with the next season's changes, not leaking, I think Kyurem will be a more valuable or more attractive offer or asset to a team, with some restrictions being lifted. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Yeah, so here we are to the top 2. Number 1. Oh wait, no, I should say number 2 first. Number 2. Honestly, it's gonna be Tornadus T, and I know. Shocker, right? But we'll get to it. But yeah, Tornadus, honestly, the mon is just, it makes me, I can't say that. The mon is so good. It is just so versatile. It's so good. It's a utility bot out the ass. It's so fast. It was my fastest mon on the team. Almost the perfect speed tier, outspeeding most things, except for like obviously the super high end of things. It can be bulky. It can hit hard. It can set up. It just pivots like a motherfucker for you. I never had an issue really hitting moves with it, with Bleak winning. Sometimes I substituted for Air Slash. Flinched a couple times for me, but the mon is just so good. Just having that base flying typing come in and just tank shit for you is just so nice. And hey, I mean, the boot stayed on. I don't think it got knocked off. No, it got knocked off like once or twice, but otherwise it just never really got knocked off. It just, I don't know. The mon's just so good, man. It's just a utility warlord. The regenerator is just so insane, especially when paired with Slowking. I can even imagine that it's even more insane if I have a regenerator that isn't weak to electricity for both of them on the team, but who knows? But yeah, again, the mon is just so insane. I cannot sing its praises high enough. Must draft in any draft league. It just, if that mon is up by like second, third round, someone has to pick it first. It just has to. It's so good, man. I'm just very happy with it as my first pick. I would honestly first pick it again, maybe in the future, but I don't know. We'll see. Depends what place I am. But onto the MVP, what I think is my number 1 mon that served the team justice, Conch Elder. This mon let me get away with some fucking bullshit, bro. Just like Jesus, man, just able to come in. I was EVing it wrong a lot of the season two. I didn't know that you weren't supposed to put HP in the mon. I put a lot of like HP in the mon, and not you're supposed to put in special defense, for just drain punch, higher percentage, yada yada. But regardless, the mon just let me get away with absolute murder, especially during playoffs. And it being my only prio left on the team after I replaced Arcanine with Garganacl, it really came through with the Mach punches, and just hit incredibly hard. If I had switched its Terra type to normal earlier in the season, we would have definitely had a better record going into playoffs. But at the end of the day, Conk honestly put the team on his motherfucking back, bro, and just blasted through teams for me, man. Just slow pivoting that thing in and just cracking skulls with whatever it hit. Amazing mon, very cheap. Wood Terra again, definitely so. Great pickup to any team. I cannot sing its praises high enough as well. Beautiful mon, and that is a long ass response, but hey, I'm here to yap, right? So
Yeah, what up, Charles?
you go ahead, shoot. What's your question, Mr. Marill? Could you expand on your thoughts about the series with you versus Josh in the grand finals? Tough, let me tell you. But and realistically, I think Josh showed up on the day and he played better. And yeah, at the end of the day, just because he deserves to win because of that. So I'm not salty anyway. I'm actually very happy for Josh. I'm glad he won, and honestly, it was cool seeing a double championship in one night from somebody. Obviously, I do wish that I won, but consolation prize in second ain't that bad. I do want to shout out the war room that I had helping me out earlier in the week. I want to shout out my boys Loker. I want to shout out Dean, Jeremy, Cards, Jamark, and I think Sealed. Sorry if I missed. I'm not trying to BM. I just can't remember. But shout out the gang there for that one. The war room came together and sauced up some calcs, helped me up the prep because the matchup was looking a bit rough. And obviously, another special shout out to my mock partner, the guy who helps me out with most of my prep, Jeremy. Help each other out week by week, except for 1 week, but don't gotta talk about that. Not jokes. But yeah, more focus on the matchup. I knew going into the matchup that it would be a tough one. That's for damn sure. The Zapdos looked really good into my team because my only ground type is also weak to fire, and in that being Iron Tread. So I knew that Zapdos was probably going to get some free Volt switches, and when Zapdos can get some free Volt switches, shit's not looking pretty. So, we sat down, we kind of figured out, okay, Zapdos switching in, what can we do about it? Switching into Tornti, Weather Ball. You had the Klefki set, which is pretty shiced, that I really liked. I did mention that Gabite almost came instead of Iron Tread simply because Gabite could get down hazards and stop Zapdos from Volt switching, and it's not weak to fire. So that's literally almost the reason that Gabite came, but Gabite wasn't doing shit in the mock, so we weren't about that. But realistically, though, it was just like it just came down to how many times I could get Kyurem in, and with all that, with him hazard stacking and putting on my hazards well, I could get Kyurem in very often because I was not Boots Kyurem. Second game I did adapt, but he tricked me, and then I put a choice band on my special Kyurem. So I was like, all right, well, and that kind of put my plan to kaput. Something that I did know or notice like after the series was that if I had Clear Amulet on Iron Treads, the Petulant that he kept swapping in and out with Parting Shot and to block the Rapid Spin would have been neutered. At least that strategy, and that would have allowed me to clear the hazards. And I think honestly, if I thought about that for game 2, I think I would have at least taken a game off of Josh in that series, because the hazards were really like they were piling on my asshole, bro. It was crazy. But yeah, like I said, I think Josh played well. I don't really have much to say about it other than that, to be honest. You all watched the matchup, right? Especially if you're listening this far. I would imagine you watched it. So, yeah, W Josh, shout out him. Thank you once again to all my helpers in the war room. And yeah, Nice little PR response. And any thoughts about your playoff run in general? Going from 8th seed to 2nd is crazy, dog. Let me tell you, man. I would be lying if I told you that I expected to be in the grand finals at the beginning of playoffs. My first opponent was Fear. I felt pretty confident in the matchup. That one was fine. I honestly was feeling a bit lost going into my second matchup versus my boy Loker. Simply because like that week I didn't have the normal resources I had. So I felt a bit frazzled. Like I didn't get to mock as much as I wanted to. I didn't have if Jerry's gonna help me out, Dean's helping me out, and if vice versa. And both of them were unavailable pretty much for the week. So someone who did, the Mercy Overwatch coming down to shine a light and help me out and keep my nerves calm and everything was Vaughn. Shout out Vaughn. Definitely got to shout him out, even though he ended up helping against me in the grand finals. I can't hold like anything against him on that. He helped me out. He came through, and when I had no one, he was there. So big ups to Vaughn. Definitely remember that. And once Vaughn was helping me out, I got that confidence back, and I was like, okay, yeah, I can do this. And then the rest is history. Here we go. But yeah, honestly, good playoff run. Think I played really well at all stages of the playoff bracket, and I deserve to be where I got to. So every season I'm getting better. Every season I'm placing higher. One day we'll get our chip. In due time. It's coming. I hope. No, it's coming. It's coming. I don't know, before you ask the question, Mr. Reporter, or Mrs., I don't know. As for when that chip is coming, if it's Season 7, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. Season 7 is going to bring a lot of changes with it to the KC format. And so we'll have to see how people land and people adjust. Also, it's going to be, I'll just announce it, fuck it. Most likely, there should be 16 people for Splash Zone. For Wave Pool, I'm not sure what the numbers will look like. We'll have to see, but at least for Splash Zone, there's going to be 16 people bracket. League. That's the word. So yeah, it's gonna be something, man. I don't know. A lot of things we'll have to. We also have Vaughn returning. We have, I believe, another person returning as well. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. See where things pan out. But yeah, in due time the chip will come. I'm not pressed about it. If it comes to me, it comes to me. All I gotta do is keep working hard, keep playing better. And yeah, draft better for sure this time around. And, help the pieces that are given to me that fall in my lap. But yeah. Alright, last one. I'm getting tired. Make it count. Well, Mr. Marill, this is the last question I do have to ask. What are your plans and thoughts for upcoming season 7, KC? Well, there are a few mons I want to use. I have in mind, but this time around, I'm going to try to employ more of a speed draft strategy where I kind of just take what looks good and comes in front of me. Try not to at least be too dead set on anything. Since it's a 16-man draft, it's going to be pretty hectic in getting things that you want. So, whatever happens. I'll probably get a middle pick again, or hopefully a last pick, or maybe, if God wills it, a high pick for once. But regardless, like I said before, Season 7, we're just trying to be better. We're just trying to draft better. We're trying to play better. And of course, we're trying to make playoffs. And from there, we'll see. But yeah, that's all I have to say on the matter. This team, I'm very proud of. I'm very proud of myself as well. And yeah, once again, special thanks to Jeremy, Cards, David. Shout out those three in particular. Also shout out my boy Dean. Special thanks, Dean. I want to welcome back to Splash Zone at least Lexus. I want to also welcome brand new Cracker, third place match for right now is undecided, so I have no idea what's going on there. But yeah, also another thing I want to shout out Jamark for docs as always. Shout out Temple for making the website work and the draft bot. I know that's got to be a headache week to week, man, and keeping up all the memes and mans of us and everything, man. We appreciate you. Thank you, brother. And yeah, other than that, and thank you for listening this far, if you did, at least. If you haven't, well, you're not listening to this, so it is what it is. But yeah, anyways, thank you. And season 7, Boss Marill future looking brighter and brighter. Hopefully, we get a press conference where I win for a change and I can go all Kobe on y'all. I got the trophy next to me, shit, what I'm saying, the portrait, the hat, bro. One day. That's not today. Today, we're chilling. There's a little silver medal in the corner, and we're smiling, we're happy, and we're watching Josh have his moment. So, also shout out Josh, W. Josh. Anyways, yeah. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And have a good one. Peace.